Action Station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 24 minutes before 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Beautiful Friday morning. Robin is not here. She is going to her son's wedding. It's an outdoor wedding in beautiful Rainbow Springs. And wow, what a perfect day for that, huh?
It is well, you looked it up yesterday. It's gorgeous day.
Yeah, but it's not always right when you look it up. But anyway, it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day.
It hasn't changed. I looked it up, too.
Looks like it's going to be beautiful over there. All right.
Gorgeous.
Joe, this is where we turn off the silly and turn on the serious. And
yes.
Today, though, it's Friday, so I don't bring a topic to the table, so you never know. Maybe it won't get so serious. But we let our listeners, of course, call in with the topic they would like to debate. Sometimes we debate them. Sometimes we agree with them. And that's kind of the way it works. If you do engage in debate, I appreciate the fact that we have evolved in this program. Somewhat, myself included.
I'm not saying a word this time.
To going from understanding that other people have intelligent, differing opinions, but still intelligent is the operative word.
Yes.
The phone number to call is the WOCA Climate Control Source Hotline. It is 622-9622, and I do have somebody waiting. Good morning, you first.
Good morning, Larry and Joe.
Hi, Sonny.
Hey, Sonny. Good morning.
Well, have a good weekend, guys.
Thank you.
We'll be working somewhere.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's life. I'd like to talk about a fact that we're going to be approached again by the wizards in Washington about increasing the debt limit. Well, unfortunately, these people are so spend crazy, they've had already exceeded the existing debt limit. So why bother asking for an increase?
I know. It is amazing. Have you heard about the $1 trillion coin, by the way?
No.
No? Okay. Have you heard about it, Joe?
I briefly heard about a $1 trillion coin. Who can afford it, number one?
Okay, I don't know that I totally understand it, but the idea behind the $1 trillion coin, this is not a joke.
I know.
Is to have a piece of currency that's kind of hidden away somewhere or put into safekeeping that is from where we draw money. It's $1 trillion just because it says it is. It's like taking a piece of paper and saying it's worth $1.
And that's going to be put in Fort Knox, most likely.
Yeah, probably.
And well, I bet there would be something. At least there'd be something in Fort Knox. I don't think the gold's there anymore.
You read minds too, Sonny. There was an article and video of the last lone visual contact that the gold was there. And I don't know how many years ago this happened, but no one knows if the gold is actually in Fort Knox. I knew a soldier that was there, stationed there, quote unquote, and he didn't know if it was in there. No one has physically seen the gold.
Well, there was some retired senator a while back who actually was part of a homemade video looking to actually gain access to look at the gold. And I mean, it is America's gold.
But it never happened, did it?
American people, no. But for some reason, we can't get in there, or we can't get an elected senator of our choice to go in there and tell us if there's anything in there.
Well, the reasons I heard, Sonny, what happened is they have taken the gold and distributed it and hid it throughout the United States in different locations, so no one person can go in there with bombs or whatever and destroy our currency exchange. So they have, everyone thinks it's all there.
Oh, could be.
But if everyone goes and bombs it and makes it unavailable with the radioactive, I'm going to an old James Bond movie, but it kind of works for it. I think it was called Goldfinger. If it's contaminated and you can't use it, then it's destroyed. But if you move it all different places and there's only a small amount there, they go, ha.
Yeah.
Maybe. They were talking about the contamination and everything from the bombs dropped in Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Oh, yes.
And it's amazing. There was supposed to have been like 100 years of radiation there. The Japanese rebuilt these cities, and the amount number one, And some of them, the Nagasaki and Hiroshima, are some of the best laid out, planned, and beautiful-looking cities in the world.
Oh, yeah. I just seen a documentary 2 weeks ago about the bomb, and I always thought the bomb hit the ground and exploded, but it exploded in the air above the ground at a certain height, and it went... and did the devastation.
Well, anyway, my point being is that these people have exceeded the existing debt limit, and they continue to do so. Now, again, I am not a Republican. I am not a Democrat. And believe me when I say this, none of this could happen without compliance of the both parties.
Yeah. All right, Sonny.
We're in big doo-doo here.
By the way, I know what your point is, and we kind of went on a tangent with the gold, but do you remember...
Sorry.
No, it's okay. We had Lieutenant Keegan from the Port Authority. He was one of those first responders at 9/11, and he said they found gold under the World Trade Center building. Do you remember that? Does anybody remember that story?
Yes. Yeah. As a matter of fact, there was... I don't know why, because you have the Federal Reserve right up the block from the World Trade Center, or down, near Wall Street.
Yeah.
It's block north of the Chase Manhattan Plaza Center, and supposedly the vaults in there are practically bomb-proof, waterproof, everything else. But again, there was a large quantity of gold in the basements of the World Trade Center, and when they found out about it, all of a sudden everybody was stammering and everything else, trying to look for some explanation.
Right.
And the one I heard, that belongs to private and foreign entities.
Could be, yeah.
I go back to the Fort Knox thing.
Yeah, I think that's probably the right answer. All right, let me let somebody else...
I think, Fort Knox was designed and built to be almost impregnable, and yet nobody can verify that our nation's wealth is there.
Thank you, Sonny. Let me let somebody else talk.
All the gold that's been for sale for the past... 15, 20 years? That's where it went, and a lot of people made a lot of money off the United States of America again.
All right, thanks, Sonny. We're going to roll to the next caller. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonny. Good morning. You're next.
Good morning, guys.
Hi, Lenny.
Hey, Lenny.
There's gold in them berry here.
Yeah, right.
I want to change the subject a little bit. I was talking to a neighbor of mine. As a matter of fact, he listens to your program sometimes.
Oh, we appreciate that.
And one of the things we were talking yesterday, he stopped by and we got in a conversation, and it had to do with apprenticeship. Many, many moons ago, in this country, apprenticeship for businesses was the way to go. You'd have somebody come in, starting even with blacksmiths, and this guy'd work under this guy, and then he'd take over the business, carpenters and all that. And quite frankly, I began to look up a little stuff the other day, and in some of the European countries, they still value apprenticeship. For instance, if you work for Rolls-Royce, you have to go through an apprenticeship in order to be elevated into Rolls-Royce.
Well, yeah, it makes sense. That whole catch-22, you can't work unless you've worked, it solves that problem.
Yeah, and here in this country, I think one of the reasons why they've kind of done away with apprenticeship is they found out that, quite frankly, they complain about not having people with skills, but they would rather get people from various countries and bring them in with the skills that's needed because it's cheaper.
That's a really good point.
To a point they do, but we do also have apprenticeships. Case in point.
Radio stations for sure, and then there are still a few industries that do.
Well, case in point is electricians. They have apprentices for or internships for electricians. You have to put so many hours in before you can even go take the test.
Well, the same thing with CPAs.
There you go.
And other things. And
lawyers.
But what I'm saying is, from a broad scale, we've gotten away from almost most industries back in the day. They would have apprenticeship or internships or something like that. And now, like I say, they complain but we've gotten to the point where we use so much part-time help, even with professionals at universities. We've gone to adjunct professors now because we don't want them to have tenure, so they work part-time. We can limit their hours.
Right,
oh, well,
right.
there's that fancy word, part-time.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm not going to be able to tell you all the details because I don't have it in front of me, but I know enough about it. If you hear what I'm saying, you can look it up. And this is like a kick in the teeth regarding this apprenticeship thing.
What?
There was oh gosh, it was a commentator like on one of those 60 Minutes, one of those type of shows, and he was saying that there are certain rules that enable foreign students who do well to come to schools in America with certain kind of credits, in other words, money, okay? And they then study. And the reason the colleges recruit these students is because, quite frankly, they're doing better. And they want their school to have high-graded students. So they get... for them to get grants? So they get a student from India, for example, to come to their school, and it raises the average because the American students aren't doing as well.
Exactly.
And then the kid goes back to India and then gets recruited back to America to apply the skills that you, the taxpayer, paid for.
Right, because, and our institutions would rather do that because they found out in the long run it's cheaper to do it that way than to invest in changing our educational structure. Now, sometimes locally, your community college, they try to match things and work with businesses and stuff like that. But even they don't do it that much. They'll complain about the skills and stuff, but they won't invest the time and money at our colleges and universities, like I said, because it's cheaper to get, like you were just giving us an example of, to get people from various other countries, and we've got to stop that if we want to really get back to investing.
Well, that's true. I think a lot of times employers look too much at
the bottom line,
at diplomas and things like that, whereas sometimes an apprenticeship would make the better employee.
Well, working from the bottom up.
Yeah,
right.
Quote unquote.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You used to be able to look forward to doing that. But
good. That's a really good point. I appreciate the call, Lenny.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
All right.
By the way, when I heard the fire siren behind him, I thought maybe somebody's getting married.
Someone getting married. Oh, very good.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, this is Charles. Real quick, short story. Back in the early 30s, my father was a devil's apprentice.
Oh,
and
no.
after that, he went into the seminary.
Really?
Yeah. Do you all know what a devil's apprentice was?
No.
In the print shop, in the printing business.
Oh, in printing. Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
So
that's when they had...
They call it the devil's?
That devil's apprentice.
Huh.
Is that logically before computers when you put the... what are those... Oh, the blocks.
Typesetting.
Right,
Typesetting,
Yeah,
thank you.
typesetting.
Well, that was an art in itself.
Well, he went from being a devil's apprentice to the seminary. That's kind of funny.
Oh,
Yes,
my
sir.
God.
That's all I have to say. I have to get into a doctor's appointment.
All right, I
Thank
gotcha.
you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Charles. Good morning. You're next.
Yeah, good morning, everybody.
Hi, Hugh.
Good morning.
Say, I want to mention this last week, how encouraging it was to hear about the great news on Silver Springs and what the state might be doing out there, and the movement that is going to be happening, and also the encouraging words about the city auditorium going to be our Symphony Hall situation there. So two great things that are look like they're going to be coming to truth, and let's hope they move along real quickly on that. But I'm glad that the thought pattern is there, and the ideas and everything seems to be in motion.
Yeah, the hall's going to hold about, what, 650 people?
650, I believe, yeah. But that'd be great for our community. It's so unusual for a city this size to have not only a civic theater and an Appleton, but a symphony. Just unbelievable.
Oh, yes.
What is Ocala, like about 50,000 people? That's a small town, And to have a symphony hall like that, it'd be just wonderful, And I know the support is so great for that symphony, and it's just going to multiply more and more with this new hall they're going to fix up for them. But I'm very, very happy to hear that.
Yeah, we are too. And regarding Silver Springs, I was happy to hear two things: that they were going to keep the glass bottom boats.
Yeah.
And they were going to.
Did they ever think about getting rid of them?
Well, there was talk. But,
sheesh.
But also, they're going to open it up for swimming again, which is something that goes back decades.
Now, how are they? Before they do that, they've got to clean it up. Let's face it.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. But I mean, what else other than a state park should it be? I mean, what you're canoeing and you're like you see you're swimming and you're hiking and I mean, it's just it's a natural thing. I mean, what else could you do there, really?
Yeah.
How
you're
in
not
depth?
going to put roller coasters in there and all that other crap, you know.
Well, that'd be at the other end.
Yeah.
Hugh is a positive. I love your positiveness, Hugh. You find the good things to talk about, and I love that.
Well, I love it down here. This is my second home, as I call it, and you know, it's I'm very proud of the area and the people and everything down here. And we have a lot of people that come to visit and everything else, and I can't wait to take them here, there, and wherever. And you know, when you take them to like an Apple, you got a museum like that here. You got to be kidding, you know. And they walk in to see a beautiful art collection. It's just, you know, it's unreal.
That's right.
Joe, real quick, what is the timetable on the Paddock move?
We're hoping, God willing, it'll be March 15th. We're looking at that very closely.
Okay.
We're up to the point where our big window, our 12-foot wide window, 5-foot high, is in place.
Yeah.
Our doors are in place.
Great.
We're working on, of course, the outdoor sign to tell everybody that we're there.
Yeah.
Inside has all the steel walls up. The wiring is very close to being done.
Very good.
For our inspection. Then after that, we put the sheetrock up. And after that, everything, we're going to have a granite centerpiece for the control room, and
oh boy,
it's going to look nice, and it's about 3,000 square feet.
Yeah, are you planning on like having maybe like a grand opening or something, or?
Oh, we'll have definitely we'll have something up there.
To it, okay, very good, you guys. Thanks much.
All right, thank you.
And Joe, on a serious note, I know we like to be silly, but I know you're a religious man. Will the new facility be blessed? Will you have some kind of a ceremony like that?
You read minds too?
Oh, you had that?
Yes, I had that in mind.
I sort of kind of knew that.
Yeah.
I didn't know it. I kind of wondered it, actually. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Larry and Joe.
Hey, Doug.
Hello, Douglas. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
What's on your mind?
Well, what's on my mind is, actually, what we need is, you know where the Ocala Square is?
I do, yes.
Okay. Right below where the gazebo.
Near the gazebo,
Okay. Right next to that is like another corner lot. Right there.
The parking lot next to the Insomniac Theater.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, like a skateboard ramp and bicycle, whatever.
Okay, yeah, and you want that downtown?
Let's say you do X Games on.
You want to do some extreme games downtown on the square?
Yeah.
All right.
You know, it's something simple like that.
Right.
I mean, something portable that would be an event, and then they take it away.
Yeah.
Nothing permanent, though.
No.
Oh, okay. Anything is possible. Remember where the Christmas tree was set up? The big Christmas tree?
Oh, maybe that's what he means. Maybe that's what he means.
The grass area there, that would be an ideal spot for an event. And then, of course, nothing permanent.
I thought they were going to build condominiums there.
Like I said, permanently no, but an event before it happens. You know, that would be like a weekend event or a week event.
All right, Doug, thanks. I appreciate the thought. Well, maybe somebody will take you up on the idea.
You never know.
Okay.
Thinking out of the box, Doug. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you, Doug. Good morning. You're next.
Good morning. I got to tell you something funny. Doug mentioned the skateboard. Years ago when my son, before he became an adult, out in my neighborhood, there was a retention pond area, and the kids got together with some of the parents and stuff. They built a portable skating rink, and each one of them would take parts of that thing, and it was funny how they worked together on it. They would bring it down, and they would go down with their skateboards and their bikes and motorbikes and stuff like that. You know, their what do you call them? Their dirt bikes. And they would keep the pond clean and everything. Well, it so happened that there was a lady that lived a few blocks from there, and she was an elderly lady, and she had nothing to do. And these kids did that for
Nothing
years.
to do. Yeah.
And so what she did, she called the cops. They came and they did away with it. And now the thing is all grown up and everything. And that was years ago. And after that, nobody really kept them up. There were 2 out there. But those kids, you know, they had fun. And this lady called the sheriff department. They came out there and told those kids they couldn't do that. And they would take that thing up every day, take it home to the various houses. And they would come down there like soldiers every day, put it up, take care of the lawn.
And where was that?
It's out in my neighborhood. I live out in
okay.
Okay. And it was out there. The kids.
And now the kids are all grown?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're all grown now. But they stopped it, you know, before the kids got
logically, yeah.
Yeah, and it was terrible. I mean, and she was the only one basically out there in the neighborhood that complained. And I think she's deceased now, but that Doug reminded me of that. And I'll come out and I'll bless your new building, but you have to tell me where it is.
It's the Paddock Mall.
I know, but we're in the mall.
Oh, by the food court.
You have to use my cane to get to it.
I got you. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, well, I'll look forward to coming out there when you guys get open. Y'all have a good weekend.
Thank you, Lenny.
Too. All right.
By the way, the years ago when I worked nights here at this station, I used to park at night up in the parking lot, of course, and the kids used to be a hangout. The parking lot here at the gas station was a hangout. Yes, and I would park my car, no problem. The kids never bothered the car. They never did anything. They were just up there,
doing their thing,
talking and skateboarding and whatever they did. Mm-hmm. Well, somebody made a decision that they didn't want them up there. So they chased the kids off, and I don't know where they ended up going. But after they were gone, I would leave work and find that my antenna on my car was missing. Like, I can't tell you how many times I lost antennas. Now I don't have an antenna on my car, but somebody those kids were actually protecting my car by being up there.
Sure.
In other words,
keeping the riffraff away.
Yeah. So they were gone. The kids were gone, but somebody was up there taking the antennas off of cars. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
That is.
By the way, one more story I want to tell you.
You got a story?
The president of the United States has signed into law.
Now what?
No, this is a good one. This is a measure that authorizes protection for all former U.S. presidents and first ladies for a lifetime protection from the Secret Service.
From the Secret Service or by the Secret Service?
By the Secret Service. Protection provided.
I thought that was already done.
That's what I thought. The measurement also authorizes protection for the children of former presidents until they're 16 years old.
All right.
And apparently, in 1994, as a cost-saving measure, Congress acted to limit protection for future former presidents and spouses to just 10 years after they left office.
Why don't they just cut their salary a little bit so we can afford the... You know what I feel about Congress. They're good people. They're doing a job, but they pad their own backs and their pockets. So anyway, I'm sorry.
I mean, if you were the president of the United States, I think you should have some Secret Service protection. How many of them are there, actually?
Exactly.
Not that many.
Exactly.
And first ladies, it makes sense.
There's a lot of ways we can cut other things so you can afford that. There's a lot of waste in government. I hate to say it, and we are government. Let's face it. We're human beings.
That's it. We're Americans.
Americans. I like that. American.
There you go.
Well, I'm going to make room out of here. I'm going to vacate my chair.
So, but you're coming back, right?
I'll be back at 9:30.
All right. Brad and Josh are getting ready to come in here to bring you the show called Winging It and answer your questions about flying, and we'll be right back.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Life jackets save lives. Where in Florida? Sunshine mixed with clouds today and unseasonably warm. There may be a shower along the coast. The high 78 to 82. Partly cloudy tonight with some fog late. The overnight low 58 to 62. Tomorrow and Sunday may begin with areas of fog. Otherwise, a fair amount of sunshine and unseasonably warm each day. The high tomorrow 78 to 82. Sunday's high 80 to 84. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist